Oh, I got a headache. I have a freaking headache, ladies and gentlemen. And that headache is coonerism. I'm suffering from coonerism. What does coonerism mean? Coonerism is Negroes who want to kowtow and finger point at other niggas to tell white folks how other niggas feel, do, see, taste, touch, smell, and all the other shit. Whatever. Anton Daniels may be one of the biggest coons in history. No, I take that back. I take that back. Right now it's Jason Lee Peterson. Jason Lee Peterson is one of the biggest coons in history. He has Anton beat by that much because I say that because Jason Lee Peterson is consistent, very, very consistent. There was one point at some points in time, Anton Daniels has his foot in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I don't like people halfway crooking it. I want people, if you really hate yourself, please, please tell us. Tell us so we can find somewhere to put you. I want you to tell me. I hate liars and I hate deceivers. Do not piss on my head and tell me that it's raining. If you're going to lie to me, you're deceiving me. Just tell me the truth. And Jesse Lee Peterson straight up tells it like it is. Anton Daniels puts on a front for white people and he makes it why the fuck? Why in the we'll get to no, Vaughn. No, we're not gonna spoil it. That's for tomorrow. We're just going to we're just going to focus on the topics today. We're going to focus on coons that say that racism does not exist. Oh boy, we're going to have a good one tonight. But first, remember that 17-year-old boy that uh, stabbed Metcalf in the heart? Self-defense. Um, you remember that boy, right? That's on house arrest, and people say that he has his. People say that he got away scot-free. He's on house arrest. He has no freedom. Know the difference between the two. If I am in house arrest, and I gotta and I gotta make some money. I'll do it later. Okay, if I am in house arrest, ladies and gentlemen, house arrest, that means I cannot go 50 yards near my house without my ankle monitor buzzing. He has an ankle monitor on. Unless he calls his parole officer and lets him know where he's going to be at all times, he can't go nowhere. So what are people talking about? He's in the comforts of his own home. That's where he's supposed to be. Oh. But Shiloh Hendricks, Y'all remember Shiloh Hendrix, Mrs. Nigger Bitch. That yeah, the cave bitch that called the black kid in the park. Yeah, that word. Yeah, her. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Her ugly ass appeared again, and oh God, uh, made me throw up. Ugh. Let's listen to the bitch.
With my fundraiser and kind of the aftermath of the park situation. Also, some concerns that have been brought to my attention. There are a lot of people who think that this has all been a scam, that I haven't been getting my money, and that it's not going to me. I have gotten every dime of my money. It's all gone to me. Nobody has asked me for any money. So there's that. Rest assured, all the money has gone to me. When this first started, I had a handful of people helping me out. Anglo-Saxon Girl, Tom Hennessy, Paul Miller, and Officer Bone, Avi. And they really just were kind of guiding me through this time and promoting my fundraiser and getting the word out there about everything that was going on. So I am forever grateful for all of them for that. And then the Avi thing happened where he got fired from his job and uploaded a video and started his own fundraiser. That had nothing to do with myself and the rest of the people that were involved. Um, as soon as we found out the truth about all of that, I severed ties with him immediately. I am not married to him. I don't know him. I've never met any of these people. So I just want to shut that down right now. Yeah. Um, when I first found out that the park video was going viral, it was terrifying, but not surprising because obviously he was recording me. It was going to get out there at some point. Um, I did not realize I was going to have so much support and have all of you people rally around me and have my back in this situation. And it was very overwhelming. And I am so grateful for you all for that. Um, when this first happened and I went on X and I saw Anglo-Saxon Girl had posted my video, I messaged her and I was like, hey, that's me. Just kind of needing somebody like-minded to talk to. And of course, she didn't know it was me, so we went through the whole process of, you know, proving who I was. And that's when we kind of got the whole fundraiser started and set up. And yeah, the rest of that is history. Um, I also just want to say how proud I am of everybody and just showing what can happen if we tribe up and if we stick together and if we keep fighting back. Our future, our existence depends on standing up for ourselves and not backing down and have to keep on going. There's no other option. I mean, what else are we going to do? You can't be afraid of words. Don't be afraid of the people who are so fragile to a word. Um, I am just so thankful for you all. We are in the process of getting out of the state and starting a new life. And I want to have a quiet life. I don't plan on, being an influencer. I don't plan on doing interviews. Like, that's just not something that I would ever want to do. It's not on my agenda. So maybe someday, but I don't foresee it happening anytime soon. We're all doing okay. We've been moving around a lot. It's been an adventure. Um, it's fun to see new places and, been kind of an outlaw. Um, Again, I just want to say that I am so grateful for all of my supporters and all of my people who have been with me through all of this. And yeah, I haven't said anything on here. I haven't done any sort of videos or spoke to anybody really. So I feel like it was about time to clear the air and just kind of, you know, keep you updated with what's going on. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you, everyone.
So many ideas were coming into my head. No, not the interview part, because it wouldn't work. Um, I'll just keep it to myself. How y'all doing? So that happened, and of course, you see, but this is good. This is really, really, really good because white folk, and I wish there was a plethora of them tonight. A lot of white folk claim that they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Really, they're sick and tired of not using their First Amendment rights. Say whatever it is they want to say. I tell them all the time. There was a couple of white folk before the the debacle that happened a couple 3 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. I told this famous YouTuber that's white, I said, you should be able to say whatever it is you want to say. Just say it. It doesn't bug me. It doesn't bother me online. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me that people online get to say whatever they want. It doesn't bother me. Now, you went overboard when you told a black child this, but ultimately it was going to get right back down to you. And it doesn't matter where you go. This has gone viral. Millions of people, left, right, right, wrong, agree, disagree. They all have it. And they all have done a video on you. You white devil, you have done the, well, not done the unthinkable, because it's happened in my lifetime. So that's why I'm not shocked. That's why I'm not, everybody going, ooh, she said the N word to a 5-year-old boy. That's been happening in my lifetime. Hell, I was the victim of that years ago. Well, this ain't nothing new. It is not nothing new. But people in this generation, and of course, you get the assholes, which I'm gonna be playing in a minute. You get the assholes, wink wink, hey Vaughn, what's the correct word for another word for asshole? What's another word for asshole? Asshole. Lisa, what's another word for asshole? Because we're trying to be logical here. You literally set the tone. You and Nick Fuentes literally set the tone for white folks to finally come out the fucking closet. That's what you did. And I want to actually thank you. I want to thank you, by the way, for doing such things. Because I hate in closet bitches. And I especially hate in closet Aryan Brotherhood people. Just come out. Come out. The black hole. Black hole. Try something else. Try something else. I want the I want truth right in front. Just like when Donald Trump tells you the truth right in front of your face. I want that. I want that. Don't lie to me. Don't be like Jerry Jones. Don't be like Jerry Wade Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. Get in front of my fucking face and start smiling. Well, it's gonna be a good day, and we're gonna go ahead and win that championship. No, you're not. That's why I hate. That's why I have stop watching you. Stop being a fan. Guess what? Donald Trump, yeah, we're gonna go. Yes, we're gonna do. We're doing a great job. And shut your ass up, silly woman. Look at my African American over there. That's entertaining. That's excitement. That's telling the truth. And you're telling the truth right before our very eyes. And finally, waking dumbass niggas up. I'm not talking about the ones that are already woke. I'm talking about the dumbass niggas. Just dumb for no apparent, just dumb. I heard Lapeef, some dumb niggas on Lapeef last night, just young and dumb. Just because you just because you're in the military, I got an opportunity. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You just fucking dumb for no fucking reason. Go ahead and wash your dirty ass neck, you stupid ass nigga. Who the fuck is you talking? I got an opportunity, and people just cry wolf all the time. This is crying victimhood. Shut the fuck up. You would be a fucking victim too if I were to come to your family and start snatching you up by your fucking whatever the fuck. If I were to do that, it would be a fucking crime now, would it? But if white folks were to do it, come right on in. You stupid. Half of those niggas on the P are fucking stupid. You're fucking sick and tired of listening to these stupid ass people. How is it that you it is mind-boggling. Maybe your daddy didn't tell you the game. Maybe your fucking daddy was so weak that he went through racism, getting patted on the head, talking about good old boy. I was a good old boy. Yeah, you're a good old boy, all right. You're weak. You're a coward. You're stupid. And you're an agate. I can't say the entire word, but you're an agate. Now I used to not like Kenny. I like Kenny now. Cause Kenny waking up to the shit. Gonna have some young ass agates on Lapeef last night after Ryan Clark set the tone. Ryan Clark don't back down from nobody. Nobody. I don't know if he interviewed either Richard Spencer or he interviewed some white cat. And it was kind of I was expecting a little bit more, but he wasn't backing down from shit. And he ain't backing down for RG3. RG3 is a fucking clown, has been a fucking clown for years, dude. He's a clown. And he's strutting his white woman in the back, just in the back, minding her own business. Oh, Ryan Clark, how dare you talk about my wife? He wasn't talking about your wife, stupid. He was critiquing what type of guts you don't have, and the fact that you just kowtow to white women and just gonna talk shit about black women. That's obviously you're gonna get road raged. You're gonna get talked about. Ryan Clark was right. He was in the right. And these dumb ass Negroes. I want you to clip this. Hey, Lapeef, some of you are some dumb ass Negroes. Dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. Just stupid for no fucking reason. And I know why you tried to shut Kenny up. I know the reason why you tried to shut Kenny up. I know why. because he's telling the truth. I don't know about the rest of them. Hank, I ain't gonna even go there. But the rest of them, I don't know about Law. I don't know about M White. Well, I'll give M White a pass. But for the rest of these niggas, including Jr., y'all on the y'all on the zesty side. I will call you back later. Y'all are on the fucking zesty side. I swear to God. And eh, I'm starting to sound a little FBA ish. Please forgive me. But there was a tether. Yes, there was a tether. And he's going around saying that foreigners do a better job than us foundational black Americans. Anton Daniels, I think I think he a tether. I think he is a tether. Yes, I think he is a tether. I'm trying to do my best Tariq Nasheed shit. I think he is a tether. Yes, I think he is a tether. That's all that nigga ever says. Get your money. Go on, get your money. Go on, get your money, fam. Go on, get your money. Speaking of Anton, this 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 is sad. This is sad that I have to go back to this. This is so sad. Um, oh, well, here we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shiloh Hendricks. I wanted to take a little time to talk to you all about what's been going on with my fundraiser and kind of a lot of people who think that this has all been a scam, that I haven't been getting my money, and that it's not going to me. I have gotten every dime of my money. It's all I first found out that the park video was going viral. It was terrifying, but not surprising, because obviously he was recording me. It was going to get out there at some point. I did not realize I was going to have so much support and have all of you people rally around me and have my back in this situation. And it was very overwhelming. And I am so grateful for you all for that. I also just want to say how proud I am of everybody and just showing what can happen if we tribe up and if we stick together and if we keep fighting back. Our future, our existence depends on standing up for ourselves and not backing down. And we just have to keep on going. There's no other option. I mean, what else are we going to do? You can't be afraid of words. Don't be afraid of the people who are so fragile to a word. Again, I just want to say that I am so grateful for all of my supporters and all of my people who have been with me through all of this.
Y'all have created the face of a movement where I don't think that she's right. I don't think that any child should ever be called out of their name and the N word, but at the same time, the overcorrection and the diversity, equity, and inclusion ultimately led to an uprising. And this is what you see, where people thought that they were squashing and eliminating and completely reparating racism, and they overcorrected. And when black people thought that they was just going to continue to beat a dead horse and beat a dead horse and beat a dead horse, and eventually you back people into a corner, and now this is the face of a movement and an uprising where things are going to get worse. I predict that things are going to get worse before they get better. I've always believed in love, man. I've always believed that the way that you put out a fire is with water, and so you don't have to feed into it. We need to hold ourselves accountable, speak up and say, hey, we don't necessarily agree with you. For a long time, they've been censored. Now, why she's raised so much money, where you see people that say, you know what, we not scared of y'all. We not going to shut up no more. And we do believe in freedom of speech.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shiloh Hendricks. I wanted to take a little time.
There you have it. And believe me, I'll be speaking on coon, these Babylonian coon cowards tomorrow. Trust me, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Um, what he said was a bunch of nonsense. Again, cowards like him always go on a rise, and mostly white folks benefit. He benefits the white folks better than he benefits black people. Black people are just trying to get along in a cowardly type sort of a way, until something drastic happens to them, and all of a sudden they're right back where they were, and they want to come towards us foundational black Americans. I'm just messing around. But they want to kowtow to, you know, people who actually get the shit. And it's like, we just want to be left alone. But quite frankly, some very tragic things happen. And all of a sudden, it's like, it's not our fault. We're not, we still like you though, even though you're a bunch of niggers in a world that we built. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. We'll, we'll come to the funeral and we'll support you. We're not going to pay for it, but listen. I will give you a 50-cent raise on the job. That's what I would do. Not give reparations. This is the same man, by the way, that said that reparations was a coup. Reparations was false. We don't deserve reparations. We don't deserve reparations. We should just tighten up our boots so nice and go out and get jobs and work what you call it, equity and inclusion. I forgot the D word. But and all this because immigrants do a better job than you. They work faster and at better pace and all this other yada 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 yada. I'm like, geez, you do hate yourself, but you want to debate what? I'm giving away too much. I'm giving away too much. He did. He still wants to debate Umar. He mentions Umar in damn near every session that he has, in every live stream that he has, almost every live stream. He's mentioned wanting to debate Umar Johnson in the past, but because Umar declined and he's done with all the kowtow niggerism, he gets upset, he gets mad, and he starts throwing a hissy fit. But how are you going to debate? My question is to Anton, how is it you're going to debate Umar when you can't even debate the women on your panel? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. And what you said on your live stream was very, very funny. Ridiculous, but funny. And one of them ended up leaving because you went and challenged their husbands. The let's just the girlfriends or the wives that were up on your panel, you challenged them, right? You challenged the husbands, and then the husband in the back spoke up and started talking shit to you. That's how desperate it is for you. And you got clowned. You literally got clowned. And all these weak niggas, that's why I call them weak. All of you who are for, not just for Anton, but for anybody, Officer Tantrum, the Patriot Boys, the Patriot Boys before. I call them the Patriot Boys. Trust me, you will know all about that on Thursday. All about it. But I want to get to a more important point. When everybody was trying to compare apples to oranges, Shallow Hendrix, how do you come up with a black name Hendrix? Anyway, um, Shallow Hendrix and then Carmelo Anthony, which apples to oranges, they're going based on the money. 85%, 85% of black folks were supporting um, Carmelo Anthony and trying because he wasn't gonna get a decent he wasn't gonna get no decent lawyer. Why not get the best lawyer that there is? Why not? Why not? That's not illegal. That's what that money was for. But you seen the glitz and the glamour, you seen the big house, you seen the big truck, and you go, oh, he bought a house. Ooh, I'm gonna tell. I'm gonna tell. Hey, Mr. White Man, he got that money for a house. Mr. White Man, he got that money for a truck. $44,000, really? Well, how much was it? Let's just say it was 400,000. A house that big, you're not gonna get 400,000 for. Stop. A truck? Yeah. Would you buy a house? Would you buy a truck before the house? Make it make sense, people. Would you buy a truck before the house? I want somewhere to sleep, and I don't want to sleep in my truck. That'll be an uncomfortable situation, maybe for one night, but it'll be an uncomfortable situation for the rest of the couple of months. So I want a house that I want to be comfortable in. I want air conditioning. I want heat. And again, you're going to compare apples to oranges. Shallow Hendrick, oh, they burned my house down. No evidence. They came and knocked on my door and broke my door down and called me a cracker and a redneck and everything else. No evidence of that. Hell, even a suspected white supremacist called your ass out. Speaking of white supremacists, I'm getting a little irritated of Matt Walsh. For those who don't know who Matt Walsh is, this is the same Matt Walsh. Now I'm on your property, sir. Just like I'm on Nick Fuentes' property, and Nick Fuentes, I want you to do that same thing you did to that white girl to me. Please, I want you to. I really want you to. I really, really, really want you to. I'm waiting for a chance. I'm just waiting for the opportunity to go at your head. Because apparently your people have gotten bold in the last couple of weeks where a lot of black folks are dying. A lot of black folks are catching the what they call the pew pew. They're catching gunfire. Why are we saying pew pew? I ain't no little kid. Some boy got shot in the back 15 times by some punk ass white kid, and he was asleep. Shot him in the back 15 times while he was asleep. Went to jail, got bailed out, and he ended up killing somebody else. Then went to jail, then ended up getting probated again. Some court system, some judge system, some court system we have here in America, huh? Where we just unalive black people on a whim. And white folks got the nerve to say to me, "Oh, black folks are picking on us. They're killing us. They're unaliving us on a whim." Where's your evidence? We want hardcore proof evidence that you're doing such things. Please, please, we want you. If you can show me instead of giving me some numbers, because I don't believe in numbers. I believe in the eye test. Show me this proof. Show me this. Where is it? Where is it? And then people trip, and then people are tripping on this.
With the stabbing death of a Frisco student will receive his diploma. According to the Next Generation Action Network, Frisco ISD reached an agreement that allows Carmelo Anthony to graduate, but not participate in senior graduation activities. The teenager has the necessary credits for graduation and a 3.7 GPA.
This migrant from Africa is not able to convey very much in English, but he is able to get one thing.
Difficulties. We're going to get it. Technical difficulties. We'll get it. But basically, you guys are tripping over Carmelo Anthony graduating. He's supposed to graduate because number one, he's a senior. And number two, his grade point average is a 3.7, which is pretty damn good. Why not just get his diploma? He's not allowed up to the school. Just like anybody else who does an online schooling, mail him his diploma and be good with it. He's not going up to the school to graduate. What the fuck is white people's problem, yo? What is white folks' problem? And on top of that, Negroes, what is your problem? This is ridiculous. Wait, I gotta get this thing working. Hold on. Hold on. Is this me? Probably. Okay. I thought that was me. Okay.
Definitely stabbing another student to death, has now received over $500,000, and he'll get his diploma. And we all know that, of course, there's just no way this happens if the races are reversed. Carmelo Anthony, you would think we would say was a high school student because you would think he was expelled and that was it. But there's an interesting update. Let's watch.
You didn't think I'd catch that? Oh, God, this wouldn't happen if races were reversed.
Young man charged with murder in connection with the stabbing death of a Frisco student will receive his diploma. According to the Next Generation Action Network, Frisco ISD reached an agreement that allows Carmelo Anthony to graduate, but not participate in senior graduation activities. The teenager has the necessary credits for graduation and a 3.7 GPA. He is out on bond, awaiting trial in the death of Austin Metcalf.
So after definitely stabbing another student to death, has now received over.
Oh, they're shaking in their boots. Like, how dare he get his diploma? How dare he? He should be behind bars. He should be getting raped. He's and Negroes, I hate Nick. Yeah, you know what? I hate niggas too. I hate niggas too. I love black people, but I hate niggas. Why don't y'all just join the Ku Klux Klan? Just join the Ku Klux Klan. Just bleach yourself. Just literally, just bleach your damn selves. Because you're trying to get along But if I were to play something like this. And we got time. We got time. We got fucking time. I'm not worried about shit. We got time. Hold on. Get that ugly nigga off the screen. Your shit is too low, bro. Yeah, his thing is too low. Yeah, your shit is too low, fam. Your shit is way too low, fam. But anywho, basically, basically the story is some dude out of Texas, Jesus, some dude out of Texas ended up sniping a boy in his sleep. The black kid that was 17 years old. How they come in young numbers. How ironic. So they merely put this boy underneath the jail, but judge bailed him out. Then the same white boy that unalived this kid, ends up going out and unaliving somebody else. He ends up going back to jail. The same white boy that white people will praise all day long because they will say that Carmelo Anthony gets to get away with it because he stabbed somebody to death. Comparing apples to oranges again. But he ends up killing. This is what, double murder? But he ends up getting bailed out. Like, what do we not want justice in America? Do we not want justice in America? Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? Clearly, if you shoot somebody 15 times, you should be underneath the jail. Stabbing you one time, it's like benefit of the doubt. If you're claiming self-defense, I give you the benefit of the doubt. If you can prove yourself, cool. If you can't prove yourself, you got to go. But literally, they're going to try to, just watch. They are literally going to try to compare this situation to that particular situation. I couldn't hear it because his shit was so low. But at any rate, Piers Morgan gets on my nerves. But again, with the racism, with the choosing of the words, why should we suffer because of a word? You've been saying this shit for what, years? And now that the internet has gotten so big that you said, fuck it, we had enough. We've had enough. We're not gonna take it. You decided to take it to a person who's just as racist as you. But hey, let me not tell you that. Let me not fucking tell you that. And clearly, people are tired because not everybody is with me tonight. But that's okay. That's quite okay, because once you get your ass kicked, mentally, physically, you're gonna know why. Because you're afraid of truth. Because you like listening to all these conservative people, these black conservatives who think they know everything. But once something happens to them, all of a sudden they want to be liberal. I'm doing great. How are you? I'm getting too old for this shit too.
And when you talk about context of using the N-word, she is using it in that context. She had no problem with it being used by Shiloh Hendricks. She has no problem with saying it. And my only point in challenging her to say it on air was, well, God.
Y'all remember when Homeboy lost his mind on here? Because Pierce wanted the white girl to say the word nigga. Since you that big, bad, and bold, just go ahead and say the word nigga. And she was gonna say it until Homeboy lost his mind. He lost his shit. He said, "No, don't you do it! I'm a victim. Dude, I'm laughing at you. just grow a spine. Grow a damn spine, man. I was with you until you pulled that, and everybody was just laughing at you, because that's the entertaining part. And I'm gonna show you some dumb shit. Are we that stupid, or we that slow? I'm talking to black people. Are we that stupid, or we that fucking slow? What I saw when it came to confronting Myron Gaines, a bigot, a black bigot, literally, you acted the irresponsible. You were acting all types of, I can't even name the words that I want to say, because what you did was sus at best. I mean, talk your shit, but how you did it was, I'll show you in a minute. Let me just play this clip real quick. Ladies, if you're gonna confront somebody with truth and facts. Don't confront somebody with your titties out. If you literally hate somebody, why would you hate somebody and show them your titties at the same damn time? Come on now, think. That's not smart. And I don't even know why these other ladies were trying to protect you. I'd have smacked you and her. Like, what the hell are you doing? You ever see Morgan? Who was Morgan Freeman? That Morgan Freeman character. Who was that fucking Morgan? Who did Morgan Freeman play when back in the day when Christopher Reeves was still alive? Who was that person? I forgot who that person was. It's like, I ain't got no shit on you. You don't tell me what to do. I see it right there. I'm smart. I ain't gonna have you or anybody else tell me what to do. And I'm like, say, leave him alone. Yeah. I would have done the same shit. It's like, Myron, you ain't nothing but an immigrant. It's like, shut up. Let's get into it.
Come on then. If you're going to be that brazen, let's see if you're actually prepared to do it. And it turned out she wasn't. Over to you.
Well, first off, thank you for having me, Pierce. I do appreciate it. And I want to be really clear about one thing. At no point in this conversation am I implying, insinuating in any way that you are racist, because I know how much of a powder keg this can be. Two white people, in our case, especially with you, two very white people discussing this topic. Look, the point that I was making, and I believe I said low down, dirty trick. I don't think I just said disingenuous. And it's not about you with that specific person. It's about say the N-word. Say the N-word. And we've seen this used quite a bit. And the issue that I have here is I don't want to live in a society. Now, I'm not super familiar with this lady, okay? If you say she's a racist, I'll take your word for it.
Well, she admitted it. She admitted it.
Okay. But we live in a society where right now the racism issue and words are being thrown down as landmines as someone is walking in reverse. And you can look at, for example, I think we're all adults, context, and the level of affront, which is what I was addressing there with Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, who's been very much a gentleman with me. And I'll determine the level of authenticity as to that offense. I think we're adults and we can have context. I don't think that there are boogeyman words. I think context matters more. I think that we as a society right now are canceling livelihoods over someone saying a word and permitting reprehensible behavior in the form of crime, in the form of the protests that we have seen in the last recent years. And I think I'd like a society where we are hard on actions and forgiving on words, and certainly in the context of adulthood, able to understand it.
Okay, so look, a large part of what you've just said, I completely agree with. I do think language has been weaponized. I hate cancel culture. I think it's the epitome of bullshit, etc., etc. But rather speech itself, when people say that free speech is unlimited, it's actually not unlimited. I mean, you could say whatever you want right now. It doesn't mean you won't be held accountable by others for what you say. So everything has consequence, right? I would never restrict your ability to say what the hell you like. That's fine. But we're in the world, and yet it has a number, as you know, of exclusions of things that are not covered by the First Amendment. So nothing go.
Well, hold on a second. Like what?
What
exclusion? Because I think we need to define it. Like, what exclusions are going to be
covered by First Amendment protection rights?
That's not speech. That's not speech. That's where you're conflating freedom of speech and freedom of expression. We were just talking about freedom of speech. Pedophilia has nothing to do with speech. It's the ability to lie about someone knowingly to cause damage is not. Again, this is an action. It's not about speech that offends people. And so I think we're largely...
Hang on, that's an interesting point. I go back. Look, you're still exercising your right to... You deliberately, willfully lie some harm and damage that can be law, and you are found guilty.
Of course, I understand that. That's not speech. That's not the point of the speech, right? For example, if I say, and I'm not saying this, that it's borderline, at least anti-Semitic, would we agree on that?
Sorry, just say that again. I can sure what you're saying.
Kanye West, we both agree it's at least on the line of anti-Semitic, right?
Yeah, I don't
think that anyone out there.
Yeah, listen, I think that a guy who has spent the last year bestowing the virtues of Adolf Hitler and the Nazis, who's been selling swastika. But I think it's an important clarification.
Okay, question, y'all. Should I or should I not put Kanye West in the Book of Negroes? My version of the Book of Negroes. Should I or should I not put Kanye West, Yeezy, whatever you want to call him, in the sunken place, if you will? Put a yes or a no in the chat.
And I agree with you.
I'll tell you why, because he would argue that the actual words of the record are not anti-Semitic, right? And it's hard, but the fact he's got millions of people running around chanting Heil Hitler clearly, to me, is an extreme form of anti-Semitism by a man who knows what he's doing.
I agree with you. Okay, I just wanted a yes or no because I wanted to
get to the point. But I agree with you. It's complicated.
It's not that complicated.
It's complicated because the actual lyrics, he would argue, are not anti-Semitic. He's trying to be clever, and I think we give him the pass.
Okay, I agree. I'm trying to create a really blatant, obvious analogy here to make a point. So we both agree that it's anti-Semitic. Okay, that is not how violation in any way your First Amendment. Now saying I would like to, I am calling you to enact what Hitler has enacted, that they call defamation requires damages. And I want to get to this because this does matter. Okay, when we're talking about this new song, and as a comedian and as a linguist, I'm going to say the word here so everybody knows, and that's in a clip. We're looking at words that are offensive, a song that is offensive, but one is a boogeyman word. We have one noun, a verb, and a noun. Okay, we have a noun by itself, contextually. That's bad. Shouldn't say it, but it's not imbued with any power.
People like what I just described, you know, Anton Daniels, Jesse Lee Peterson, Officer Tantrum, they're in the book of Negroes. They don't, you know, they don't belong in our communities. They don't need to be participating in the cookouts. They don't need to be They don't need to be shouting our names. Those who um, just kowtow to white people. Yeah, that one. Cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we're talking about those individuals. So Kanye, yay! I loved him. Didn't play his music very much, but I was starting to get used to it until, I mean, of course, when he came out with the, you know, George Bush or whoever it was at the time, don't like black folks, I liked it. But Jesus Walks, I liked it a bit much, but I liked it. When his mom died, he changed drastically. And he started fucking with the Kardashians. I said, nigga, have you done lost your damn mind? Nowadays, I don't know what to think of him. Maybe he needs to be surrounded once again by brothers who will embrace him, will love him, who will be cordial to him, because I think he misses his mom. I really think he misses his mom. But this ain't no excuse. This is no excuse. And I should play the clip where Umar critiques what the hell is going on with Ye. I mean, I've interviewed Umar before. I've interviewed Umar before in the past, and that's like, what the fuck is wrong with Ye? Nowadays, with the whole Diddy situation, the whole Diddy thing going on, with Cassidy situation, did Cassidy testify yet? Did Cassidy testify? I heard rumors that in the freak off, she was getting R. Kelly on. I'm just gonna say it's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's on y'all. That is clearly on y'all. Y'all want to act that dumb. See, the freak offs, you can come to Vegas and get to the freak offs. They got freak offs in Las Vegas. It's called the Red Rooster in the Green Room. I don't know. I'm just saying. I've been around. I was an Uber driver. I've been around. All right. I've dropped people off in places. And when I had to use the bathroom, they let me use the bathroom, and I've seen some real strange shit. But I dashed out of there. I'm like, something is very, very wrong here. But needless to say, adults are adults. Kinkiness is kinkiness. Kinkiness is kinkiness, right? Let's continue.
Power outside of historical context. The last noun, Hitler, is imbued with the power of the verb that precedes it. Get clear, even though anti-Semitic is going to say it's anti-Semitic. I think we're in a silly point in this country when we're polling this clip to condemn the anti-Semitism here at the studio, and people going, hey, can I get a second cut of that N-word, Hail Hitler? That's the point. It's not genuine.
Needless to say, you just want to say whatever it is you want to say and get away with it. No, it's just a word. Why should we be condemned because of such a word? Because that word has power, sir. That word has so much hurt, pain, just damnation. I can't even say it's a particular word. It's not damnation. It's damnation. Okay, shoot, something fooling my nose. But the demo, is it the demigration or is it demonstration? Demonization. It's in so many words. It just screams segregation. It screams it screams Jim Crow. It screams anti. You claim us to be anti-Semitic. You claim us to be so many things, and this is how you come up with Dred Scott. That word alone reminds us of Dred Scott. Hell, that word reminds us of all the flash mobs, the KKK, the skinheads, all that word wrapped into one. It reminds us of that. And these individuals, this is the reason why Donald Trump, and again, I like Donald Trump for this reason. He is constant. He's constant. He hasn't released any shit. He's the type of person, if you're making millions, oh, you're a good boy. Here, let me put a little something in your pocket for being a good boy. But y'all don't get it. Y'all don't want to get it. Y'all think just because y'all went to college, it means something. Fuck you and your college, okay? It don't mean it don't even mean a damn thing. It don't mean nothing. Going to college and learning your books, I mean, good. Go get your education. I'm not knocking you for that. But stop being so fucking naive into thinking that you have freedom when you don't. Because if you had that type of freedom, how come there are no black establishments to this very day? Let me go a step further. How come there are no black establishments where they're so linked together and not one infiltrator comes in? Not one infiltrator comes in and says, let me buy off your land. Let me buy off your property. Or we get a visit from familiars that like to firebomb your shit, just like that shit happened in New Orleans. I don't even know what happened in New Orleans. Some plantation got firebombed or something like that. I don't know. But I guess it's a good thing, I guess. But what does that do? I haven't read into the story, but if it got firebombed and it just went up in flames, what and nobody, and not one white person was in the bitch, what does it mean? Okay, you blew up, you burned down a house. What does it mean? I would have, with a house like that, I would have bought it and done something with it. But you just burning it down for a minute. I don't know. I haven't read the story. I have not read the story.
Would you have used the M word in the way that you just did if you had a black guest with you?
Like Dr. Hill? Sure. Challenge again.
You and Mark Lamont Hill missed the point of what I was doing. There was no idea to do that. I just felt he was saying, of course I would say it, but I very much doubted she would actually say it. In other words, I thought a lot of it was racism.
I don't think that someone should scream the N-word at a child any more than I think a grown adult should call a child a piece of shit. Now, I do think that if you're talking about the money raised, We are now dealing with the reaction and not with the action that has led to.
You see, that's the cutoff point. That should have been. She was wrong for what she did. I'm not worried about the money. The hell with the money. White folks are going to support her. It's expected. It's expected to support her just to say, it's white privilege. I'm white and I say so. But if a couple of dumbass Negroes, which it's going to be a long one tonight. A couple of dumbass Negroes want to support Shiloh Hendricks because they don't see racism. Oh, I wish it was Thursday. And like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the Black channel. If you're black, you support me. I'm just playing. If you like the channel, like the content, which is this is strange, but it's content, I guess. If you like it, go ahead and shoot me a like. If you really like it, shoot me some support. You know what it means. I don't have to tell you. Support the channel.
To it. I was raised, and I want to be clear about this, and I know I'll be told that I don't know anything about the black experience, so I'm not saying from you, but people will watch this and say you couldn't
the particular white person is like, I don't understand it, but I understand it from this degree, and I understand it from that degree. Shut up!
Possibly know. In a post-racial America, by the way, largely Canada, the most recognizable faces on earth: Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson, Michael Jackson. Okay, that one's a half one. The point is, our greatest export was culture, in America celebrated our black celebrities. I didn't think about watching Fresh Prince or Urkel with my close black friends. But today, when you look at this is a reaction to white people. And this is important. And if you want to know what the reaction is, look at Gen Z voting males.
Lisa, you got to be watching this. Are you hearing this? Is anybody hearing this? How does he go from straight? Oh, so you're blaming Black America for being a talent force, for having talent? We were talented ever since blackface. What the fuck are you talking about? Why does everything have to point? Wow. Fucking wow.
In particular, Hispanic males, who we've been told, including by Dr. Hill, should be natural allies of the black community. When you're a white person in this country and it's, hey, you don't know the lived experience, but I know yours. When it's, hey, if you move into an area, that's gentrification. But if you leave, it's white flight. It's, hey, sit down and shut up. And then it's silence is violence. It's, hey, you can't use them.
Selective outrage. It's selective. You want to point and pick and choose something that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Why does it have to be this? And why does it have to be that? Why does he have to be talented? Why does he have to be so talented? What's wrong with me? Don't you steal everything or mimic everything. You mimic and steal talent. And then later on, when you feel some type of way about yourself, vis-a-vis Larry Bird, vis-a-vis Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate, vis-a-vis I don't know any soccer players. I don't care about any football players, white football players at this point. I don't care. I just don't care. But you try so hard. Eminent. I could go down the list. Vanilla Ice, Third Base, Machine Gun Kelly, Eminem, of course, Paul Wall, all y'all white rappers. Y'all try so hard to get along, to get the Beastie Boys. I can give credit to the Beastie Boys because they give credit where credit is fucking due. But needless to say, hell, you got this if we're gonna go down further, of course you have Mick Jagger and them, the Rolling Stones. We can go down further down the list. Bobby Womack or whatever the fuck his name is. I guess you wonder where I've been. Steely Dan. All of them, we all thought that these particular people, some of them were black, but you look at the cover and we start Googling. And I'm like, what's this white boy acting all soulless and shit? How did he get? They learn. They adapt. So you have a particular. I told you these Gen Zs are in a move. But it don't make no sense. Thou shalt not steal. This don't make no sense. How is it that you gonna piss and moan? You want to sit there and go ahead and perform from us, boy. This is what we're getting. Go ahead, perform for us, boy. Come on, boy. Perform for us, boy. Man, oh, that's a talented nigger. And he gonna put us back in our cage. Or put us back in the back. And of course, you get these cowtown niggas. Hey, that's a good white man, boy. You get your puss. Never mind. I'm going on a tangent.
Empirical in making an argument about neighborhoods regarding crime data, but you also can't say you have a black friend, which, by the way, is a completely legitimate defense against racism. The only way to win is not to play, and so people aren't even talking. And I want to make one last point. I do a segment on this show called Black and White and the Gray Issues, where I will, as Dr. Hill does, go into barbershops, go into black neighborhoods, and discuss these issues with them. And not once has anyone accused me of a whiff of racism.
Why the fuck would you want to do that? Why? Infiltration. Why would we want to discuss anything with you? Oh, Dr. Colin, why did you have to go so soon? It seems like yesterday we were hanging round the hood. Now I'm gonna keep your memory alive like a captain should. If Dr. Khalid Muhammad were here, this would be some shit. Dr. Khalil Muhammad did not give a damn about what white folks thought or think. He would have shut Anton's ass up. Pause. He was literally like, oh, cracker coon. Woo! The crackers and the coons would have flew out. If he would have came to Vegas, if that boy would have came to Vegas, oh my God. My boots would have been shined up, laced up, ready to go. I got the pants, I got the shirt. I don't have the cap, but I got the mask, and I got old Lucille. We were all gonna be marching that night, boy. When Sandra Massey got shot, we would have been marching that night, boy. Ooh. Oh, I miss him.
What white people are afraid of in this country, and the reason they're not having a dialogue, is the game of telephone and someone in the media telling a community that they should be experiencing an affront, and that leads to racial division. It doesn't end anywhere good.
Okay, but let me respond
to that. It's not accountability. It's false outrage.
You don't mind me saying you're slightly distracting the actual.
That's what Pierce, that's what white folks do. That's what white people do. I mean, they usually just shy away from the shit. Hey, look, hey, I understand, Tanya. I completely understand. I'm getting too Martin to you talking to. She probably would have. She from the old school. She probably would have just smacked them crackers with a baseball bat. She would have went misery on their asses. Yeah, that old lady was like, she was being treated like, it's like, oh, you gonna treat me like shit, huh? She took a hammer, wow, took a baseball bat, wow. That's Tanya for your ass, yo. All right, sweetheart, let's get to it. Ooh, wrong one. Oh shit! Perfect timing. Perfect timing.
All the right. It should not be difficult to watch footage of a white woman
Let me up.
repeatedly
I
using
know
the
it.
N-word at an adult black male,
I
and
know
then
it.
using it at a 5-year-old black child. Obviously, any human being with any understanding of the history of the United States of America should be able to say that is completely unacceptable.
We gotta wait for the missus to arrive. We gotta wait for the missus because I know she got something special. She's got something special for me. Oh wait, that's just come. Just we don't want to stick to the topic. We just want to just trend off the other things because we lack understanding as white people. Go ahead.
Okay, listen up, you so-called aged black conservatives. You was sucking up to massa. You say you're always sucking up to massa. Massa is controlling y'all black conservatives. So you're being massa's slave for life. You ain't got no you don't have no say in nothing. Y'all idiots are just sticking up for massa because you're his bitch. Okay? So, hey, all you black conservatives, be cool to Kente, be Chicken George, run away, but you're not gonna run away. Once they use you up, they're gonna spit you out and throw you under the bus. Okay? So there. Hey, We-On-Loc Nation, I just got wound up. And to all these other so-called the black conservatives have come Bull Connor. Okay, they're all Bull Connor. They're all beaten up for Massa. Hey, Massa, I will do what you want. I will clean your floors, Massa. I'll do anything you want. They all slaves to Massa now. Okay, so that's it. Yeah. So I can
Good
take a
boy.
rocket. Yeah, they go hit. Hey, Massa, let me clean your toilet for you, Massa. I will do anything you want. Hey, Massa, you want me to whip some people up for you? I'll do that for you, Massa. Okay? Anyway, so these so-called black conservatives are a bunch of idiots, and I'll get a rocket launcher and throw these out. Okay? So I'm going back to sleep. So I just gotta say this in the famous words of Captain Murdoch of Lethal Weapon. I'm too old for this shit, and y'all is picking up for massa. Bye, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tanya. She don't kowtow to nobody. Nobody. Who does it better than her? Nobody. In the words of Jim Harbaugh. It's training. It's real training. But I found something. I found something that you might be proud of. But we got to get to Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill, you got to grow a different spine, bro. I'm sorry. I mean, no disrespect and all. I mean, you doing your thing. But you got to grow a spine, bro. I mean, let these white folks have it. Just let them have it. Where's Travis Smiley when you need him?
And not go into some long speech about this,
Well,
this, and this. It just is wrong.
Didn't I say you shouldn't say it?
Right. So I think we have to agree certain parameters.
Shouldn't say it.
So
let's not ask how we got here.
So certain parameters. So we just say that is completely wrong, right? And then we move on to, is it right that she's now had hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations to support her? I say again, that is completely ridiculous and outrageous, and it's being whipped up by a fake kind of moral equivalence. Well, you know what? People are racist about white people, so of course we should support her. No, just take a line in the sand and say, if you use the N-word against black people, you are being racist. If you're white, you know you're being racist. You shouldn't do it, and you should face consequences when you do it. And your first reaction, if you're somebody else involved who's white, looking at that story, shouldn't be, here's some of my money to help you, you poor victim. She victim was the 5-year-old person she racially abused. We should all be able to say, yes, that is what happened there.
My fellow reminder, we're about $7 away from our goal. $7 away from our goal. And if you can donate to the coffee fund, that'll be just bland. Grand, not bland, but grand. We're $7 away from our goal. $7 away from our goal. If you supported to the chat, if you are supported to the channel, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get it.
There's no equivalence. There's no ambiguity. There's no, you know what? Maybe this story, this. No, this.
Now, do you want to know which part I disagree with?
Yes.
Certainly not the part that I already agreed with. Shouldn't yell the N-word at a black person 5 years old or 50 years old. But the reason for the GoFundMe amount, you can simply dismiss it and say those people are racist. Or I am telling you that you are seeing a statistical reality emerge where, by and large, the rejection of countries like where you and I are from, the policing of speech, and the out-of-context use of boogeyman words to try and destroy people's livelihoods, where white people are going, yeah, the conversation, though, isn't that you shouldn't do that. We all know that. The conversation is, I can lose my job if I sing along to my favorite hip-hop album, whether Enter the Wu-Tang or Kanye's College Dropout. That's the
Selective. You went from one place to another place in 0.60 seconds. And not even, I mean, you did address it. You halfway addressed it. You did address it. You he half-assed it. You halfway addressed it. It's not acceptable to me. It's not acceptable to me at all. You either are going to say her name out loud, and you're going to say that she is wrong, or don't say it at all.
Conversation, and you have people who are tired of it being used as a cudgel.
You know what you're sounding like, Stephen? You know what you're sounding like? You're sounding like
bullshit.
Right.
That is just some bullshit.
Been labeled the woke right, and he paid up member of the woke right, because what you're trying to do is say there is some equivalence. I remember a Sonority girl who had been singing along to a Kanye record, which included the N-word, and she was caught on camera at a party singing the chorus, which was the N-word, and she sang it, and she then got into all sorts of trouble and got suspended and so on and so on. To me, there is absolutely, you talk about context, there is no similarity between what happened there, which was ridiculous, and what happened in that playground with that woman deliberately and malevolently racially abusing black people. There's no similarity there. They are completely different things and should be treated completely differently. I think anyone, white or black, should look at the white girl at college who is caught on camera singing a chorus to a #1 hit record, which happens to include the N-word. She should not be punished for that. She might have somebody explain to her, you know what, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but there's no equivalence between that and what happened in that playground. Because you talk about context, the context of the one in the playground was to be deliberately racist.
Well, the context of the playground was that her child was having another child steal from her child's bag, and she was upset. And again, it still doesn't make it right, but let's also provide some context. The point that I was addressing was you labeling everyone who gave to the Give, Send, Go. By the way, I've also never been labeled woke, right? That's very, very silly. $782,000, I believe, give or take. Maybe it's $882,000. But hold on a second. You say that every single person who is giving to that is the equivalent of the person yelling the N-word at a 5-year-old.
I didn't say
Would
that.
we say the same thing?
No, I didn't say that.
Hold on.
No, I didn't say that.
That's the interruption
I
buzzer.
said
Hold
they're
on, let me
wrong
finish
to
my
do
point.
it.
I'll be done in 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Would we also say then that the people giving to Anthony, Carmelo Anthony, support the wanton stabbing of white kids who die in their twin brother's arms? What I'm saying is there is a reaction to people being told to sit down and shut up and silence is violence, and words being used to end their livelihoods. And that is the conversation that is taking place in this country. And most people are refusing to have it. Of course, you shouldn't yell the N-word at a 5-year-old. You got it. But there's no segment if that's where we end it. Let's discuss why you have tens of thousands of people giving money for something they never would have donated to a mere 10, 15 years ago. Don't we think it would have been better before we got to the point of the Holocaust for someone to say, hey, wait a second. How did we end up here believing that only Jews carry these communicable diseases? How did we end up here, all of us accepting these negative stereotypes? Hey, wait, how did we end up here othering these groups of people? I think the how you've gotten there matters, and I think the prescription for it is important, and that's what I'm trying to focus on. The prescription is more dialogue and doing so in good faith rather than this word whack-a-mole that we're playing in this country.
Dry skin, deeper wrinkles, and crepiness are just a few of the visible signs of an unashamed racist who says you say this word all the time, including to black people. I bet you don't. And he'll do the same as to be performative. Let's see if I'm right. And, with hindsight, it was a little ill-advised, but it wasn't me trying to be theatrical or get a moment, a viral moment, just to reassure you, because you and I back a long way. I wouldn't want to deliberately put you in that position. And you very quickly responded and made me immediately realize the peril of potentially doing what I was trying to do. But in relation to what Stephen Crowder says, now look, a lot of what Stephen says, I agree with. I do think we've got to a weird place in society where words and language have been ridiculously over-weaponized and used to cancel people and ruin their lives and so on. I agree with that. But I also think there are certain things and words and phrases which have been accepted by society for quite some time now to be completely unacceptable. And one of them is the N-word, particularly when it's used against black people by white people, right? And this woman, the way this Lily Gaddis sort of proudly giggled her way, talking about how proud she is to say it and so on, I found completely repellent and disgusting. But in terms of what Stephen said about, this is heading to a dangerous area if you weaponize words generally, is he right?
In the abstract, sure. I mean, I think if you weaponize a bunch of words and people don't have the safe space to say what they want or say what they believe, it could be a very dangerous space, because what I find to be offensive, you may not. What I find to be extreme, you may find to be moderate. What I may see as outside the proverbial Overton window, you may not. And so you never want to get into a place, to use Stephen's language, where we're just doing the linguistic whack-a-mole. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But I don't think that's what's at issue here. I think there are a few things. You all said a bunch of interesting things that I want to get at. The first thing is, I guess, to Stephen's initial point about my self-emasculation. At the thought, I wasn't melting down, as some on the right have said, because I was afraid that this boogeyman N-word was going to pop out of her mouth and I was going to fall away. That wasn't the point at all. I think you actually characterized it properly, Piers. I was frustrated not at the looming threat of the N-word coming out of her mouth. It was at the spectacle that I felt like in that moment was being created that was wholly unnecessary. And again, I don't think you were doing it intentionally at my expense, but we're all hosts. There's a moment where you got somebody on the ropes, and we know it's a good moment. We know it's a big moment. And getting a white person to say the N-word, it's like A Few Good Men. It's like, did you order, it's the Jack Nixon moment, right? If you that's a big moment. And I get that. I guess my point at the time was, It's not the smoking gun that we think. White people don't lie about using the N-word. They lie about not using the N-word. If she already said, I use the N-word in private. So no one pretends to use the N-word when they don't. So I actually didn't think that we needed that confession out of her. For me, as far as the other point here, I don't accept Stephen's analysis here of the donations to the campaign. Even if he is right that people were donating out of some political reaction to our hypersensitivity as a society, that's the wrong person to do it to. Do it to the person that's getting doxxed because they made a mistake 10 years ago. Do it who lost their ability to go to college. There's all kinds of people who we might say, even if we don't agree fully on the context, who we could say, hey, is a better example of the cause. But as you said, Pierce, this is somebody who was using the word in the exact context that we're afraid of, or not afraid of, in the exact context that we're frustrated about, in the exact context that we think it's being used in. And so to dump money, almost $800,000 into her coffers, it ultimately rewards her for using that language. Imagine if an arsonist were to set a building.
No, she was rewarded for her ignorance. Just say that to be clear.
That arson should not get the death penalty. I think we probably all agree on that. But if we were to then take $1 million and dump it in their GoFundMe to fund the arsonist's legal defense, and now they get off, is that the right way to do it? Is that the right call? There might be other ways to do it than to fund the person who's done
Mr. Crowder has very politely raised his right hand to speak, which I think is a rare example of good manners on this program. So, Stephen, your response.
Well, it's the Canadian. I mean, actually, Dr. Hill and I have go a while back on Fox News. And like I said, he's always been a gentleman. And I do accept his. I saw him on a podcast later explaining that he didn't know who the guest was going to be. This is after the fact. And I have a much greater understanding now. I also get it. I will say, great, now do stabbing. And I think I know what the answer is going to be. Can we both, if we want to find common ground here, agree that, yeah, we really find ourselves at a weird point in this country when a bunch of people are giving to a lady who yells the N-word at a 5-year-old, and a bunch of people are giving to someone who is famous for no other reason than allegedly stabbing an innocent person. I know that we'll say it's because innocent until proven guilty, but this is the information that we have on both of these scenarios at this point in time. And what is the prescription moving forward. And one final thing. Here's the point that I was making that you didn't show in that clip too, was saying that it's racist for someone to say they would prefer to live in a predominantly white neighborhood, or they would prefer a neighborhood which is not black, was what they said. It was necessarily the man on the panel who said, and I'm not going to attribute that of the population where your place in Los Angeles is black. I think we need to stop attributing and imbuing hatred, and I think we need to stop empowering them. But we do find ourselves at a point in this country where neither of these give, send, goes would have blown up if it existed 10 years ago. How did we get here?
I actually, well, Mark, I'll get you to respond. I have to say,
that's a real good question. How did we get here? And I think we know that answer, but since we want to be politically correct, it was this is basic. You brought us here, doofus. You brought us here, doofus. Let me say that one more time while let me see. You brought us here. You brought us here. You brought us here. We get the point?
In a way, completely different scenario, but how we got here, I think the same blame can be attached to how we got here, to what is going on with the reaction to man's health news. I made it broke. I was staggered by the instantaneous mockery, abuse, glee, ecstasy, desire for him to die that poured out in response to my tweet reading this news about him having aggressive prostate cancer metastasizing to his, which is clearly an incredibly serious situation for a man of his age. Carried on being no for the next 24 hours in the most stunningly abusive, horrific, ghastly manner, totally inhumane to me, as they like, with no accountability in almost every case. And we've become almost neutralized to that kind of thing. And part of the problem is that when people like you and me, and Mark, I'm sure, launch staunch defenses of the right to free speech, the wrong ears take it as the right to be openly racist and all these other things with no accountability. They misunderstand what free speech actually entails. It doesn't mean you're never going to be held accountable for what you say. When Shiloh Hendricks said that she said this was her right to free speech, yeah, but everybody else has a right to hold you accountable for it. And it's the second part of that equation, which is, I think, important. So, Stephen, your response to my thesis.
Yeah. Yes, I disagree. I think social media is a part of it, but I also don't think that we're dealing with an accountability culture as far as the country. I think we're dealing with a false accountability culture as far as the media knows in the establishment. You know, myself, for example, who was demonetized, throttled on YouTube for simply using the term lesbian queer. Someone who referred to themselves as a lesbian queer. It was a quote. Then moved over to Rumble, and after the exodus, Diageo, in charge of 80% of the world's advertising, told Rumble that it wasn't enough to demonetize myself, but that they wouldn't spend $1 of advertising on the entire platform, an alternative platform to YouTube, unless I was removed. You've had entire governments try and remove platforms for freedom of speech. This is not the accountability that people in the streets are calling for. What is being called for example, from people in the media.
He's a victim. Oh, he's a victim.
Media is a lie. They would rather hear a lie than the truth. And so you have people checking out. For example, someone's afraid to say, could be my black neighbors, but it's anecdotal. I'm not supposed to say the black friend thing. Moved to the same neighborhood I have.
He's a victim. You see that? You hear the tone of his voice? He's a goddamn victim. He's more than just a victim. He's frantic. He's losing it. Selective outrage. Selective outrage.
Because it's safer and there's a stronger sense of community. But if you want me to lie to you and say, I picked that neighborhood and it just so happens to be more mixed or more white, but my neighbor's a former Dallas Cowboy, you can demand a lie, but the media is demanding the lie, not the American people. I am in no way concerned going down to a black neighborhood because I do it to the tune of hours, hundreds of hours of footage and hundreds of millions of views. These issues, the challenge I'm into is when someone else, third party, wants to play a game of telephone and tell that it's in this white supremacy is out of their mind. They don't speak for us, the black community. I'd never know that unless I had that conversation with them. Very few people are doing it. You're demanding a lie of people.
Okay, Mark, your response.
Lots of first, I think Stephen is, and I don't assign to you any ill intent, but you're comparing apples and oranges here when we talk about the Carmelo Anthony and the racist woman, I can't think of her name, video.
Lily Gaddis.
I think, as you pointed out,
Shiloh Hendricks.
No, not Gaddis, but
you're talking about Shiloh Hendricks, yeah.
Hendricks, yeah. When you talk about context, we have to look at context and the context even of these GoFundMes, right? The people who are funding Carmelo Anthony, you can tell this from the comments. This isn't my guess. They're not saying good job. They're saying we don't believe that. We don't believe that you've gotten a fair legal process, and so we're sending money to make sure that you get a proper legal defense because we don't believe that you are guilty of this crime. That is what they're saying. Now, you and I may look at the evidence, come to the same conclusion, but they're not just reward the behavior, attempt to challenge representing.
Let's not. Let me see. How much is a defense attorney? How much is a defense attorney? We have to look at that. Let me see. Defense attorney. Well, criminal is a criminal defense attorney. It all depends. It all depends. And they're all freaking expensive. They're all freaking expensive. I mean, they won't tell you off the bat. They'll look at your case. Some people will look at your case at no cost. they'll look at it and let me see. So a defense attorney, the cost of hiring a criminal, let's just say, for example, a criminal defense attorney can vary significantly based on several factors. High rate typically range from $100 to $400 per. God damn! I'd rather represent myself for $100 to $400 per hour. Average cost generally falls in between $200 to $500 per hour. Flat fee. Some attorneys may charge a flat fee rating of 150,000 to 300 or 30,000. My bad, 30,000. So 1,500 to 30,000, depending upon the flexibility of the case. These costs can vary based on the attorney's experience, reputation, and so on and so forth. It varies. So if you add it up, depending on how long the case is going to be, Carmelo Anthony's people had the right to raise that money. He had to up to about damn near about. And he didn't have he wasn't gonna he didn't have that money. That's why he raised it. Close up. What was it called? He is up to damn near $1 million, and half a million is going to take, depending upon how long the trial or the case is going to be, or the trial or whatever. It's not going to go to trial. It's not going to go to trial at all. It's going to be like one of those not open and shut cases, but I forgot what they were. But anyway,
the behavior in the case of the N-word and this woman, right, Charlotte, what's happening is quite different. They're not saying, hey, we feel like she's taking such a loss from her free, logically and morally consistent. When you look in the comments and when you talk to people who are funding that campaign, they are literally shouting the N-word. They are literally echoing the racial epithet. And that is different. That's why I say, if this is really going to...
Oh, I almost forgot. Thank you for reminding me. When she got that money, Shiloh, when she got that money, and you look in the comment section, you know how many racial slurs that were being hit on her page? Mainly hitting us. Like, basically, nigga, N-word this, N-word that, nigga this, nigga that, da 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 da. I hope that baby gets hung. I mean, that's all you had on her when she was getting that money. They were basically supporting her, and she was eating it up. But you didn't think I forgot, did you? Oh, I got so much in my brain right now. It's quite ridiculous how I can spend this. See, I can harass people, but I want to harass people in a good way. Because if I had my way, and this is just an app, YouTube can take this away from me, and I just paid the bill. YouTube can absolutely take this away from me. And by the way, I still have a goal of $7 that we'll try to do it today or tomorrow. We'll try to hit that goal. I can harass this lady in a good way, like they harass us every fucking day. We can definitely take it to the streets. In a political sense, we can definitely take it to the fucking streets. Oh my God. It will be, it's going to be, if I can get the mayor if I could get somebody in charge that could give us permission to go on this rate and say how wrong it is to fund someone for shouting a racial habitat at a 5-year-old, basically an infant, even though the baby is not an infant. He's not a young adult. He's not developed yet. He says his words might be, can I, no, nah, dad, nah, mama. Those are his words right now. Those are his words. He can't say, shut up, bitch. He can't say that. A 5-year-old can't say that. A 5-year-old does what a 5-year-old does. But he's condemned by the world, by white society, due to the fact of what Carmelo Anthony did. Are we serious?
Be a First Amendment cause again, and not the lie that you're talking about, then let's invest in actual First Amendment causes and not this. And to your second point, there is, I agree, and then I got you wholeheartedly. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making decisions about where you want to live. And there's a huge difference between saying I want to live in a statistically safe neighborhood, or I want to live in a historic on Black people under any circumstances. And again, the latter is what came out in our conversation on the show the last time. And we're melding those two things as if they are the same, and then acting as if there's just
Muhammad
no
Ali
room for a
too,
white
though.
person or a Black person any radical about what doesn't want. I want to say neighborhood around Black people can make their own choice, but let's not pretend.
Wrong. I think the
Yeah. You ain't even proving no point. And the white guy, I don't even know who he is, but he's just spiraling under control. Selective outrage. That's what I would call it. This next thing, it's like I said, I found it and it was like, well, let's play. Let's see what these particular people saying. This is on Anton's page. Let's see what these particular people have to say about the whole Shiloh thing.
Over $1 million basically because, she had got into it with the guy that said that she called the kid the N-word. And people came to her aid and they stood with her and they rocked out with her and so on and so forth. And so now she finally responded and popped back out and started to address some things. Here's some of the things that she had to say as a result of it. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but y'all can stop me whenever y'all got something to say. This is her.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shiloh Hendricks. I wanted to take a little time to talk to you all about what's been going on.
I ain't fucking with that. Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck her.
Oh.
I don't understand why she got fucking money. Like, what the fuck is going on in the world?
It's because white people are tired of being policed by what they say, and they are standing behind her as a show of solidarity.
So there's only one type of word in the world. So you solid over calling a kid a nigga. Okay.
They don't care if it's a kid.
Okay. That's cool. I don't get it, man. I don't fucking get that shit, man. Like, where's the solidarity in that? Like, what should have happened is she shouldn't have got no fucking money. They should have just been like, all right, man, you kind of crossed the line. It's a child. If it was a fucking adult, the gloves are off. Who gives a fuck? It's still a child. Like, that shit ain't cool no matter what. And I'm somebody who believe that we shouldn't even say the word. But to say it to a child and act like this shit is cool, I'm not with that shit at all. I'm not with that shit, man. This shit is fucked up, man.
And
But the thing is though, the problem is they let this word be used everywhere. You can use this word everywhere, even though it's literally centrally to disrespect a certain group of people. You could never see the word K-I-K-E anywhere, and that should be cool. That's my problem with it, because I know the real motherfuckers that want that word to be spreading around, that want that word to go viral, that want everybody to use that word.
K-I-K-E. Oh, that word.
They will never let words that disrespect them ever be tolerated. That's what I don't like about this shit, man. That's some fucked up shit. I got this.
Like what? See where?
He knows what fucking word it is. Quit acting stupid.
Don't say the word. Don't say it. Don't say that word.
I don't know what it is. Kiki?
Yeah, well, it's a word.
You're talking about, he's preferring the Jews. What word it is? We all know what word it is, but he wants to act dumb and challenging the person just to say it. If you want to get your channel flagged, if you want to get your channel taken away and flagged, that's fine. But some people are hypersensitive. I don't have a problem with people. I do not have a problem. I do not have a problem with the others. They don't have a problem with me. I don't have a problem with them. But certain words should not be used. It is what it is.
It's a word that's used to disrespect a certain group of people that I always talk about.
All
That's
right,
what.
we got you, Slimmy.
Yeah. So you'll never see that word anywhere. You'll never be able to see people free to use that word. But yet, that's designed to disrespect people. It's cool, and I don't have no problem with that. But when you power use this word and giving them money, that's when the lines is getting crossed. Like, that shit is fucked up, man. That shit is real fucked up to say that shit to a fucking child and they get millions for it. That
Slimmy, I do agree. I agree 100%. Nothing to say there. I'm just waiting. Just waiting.
is bullshit. But it is what it is.
Oh, Slimmy, let me ask you a question. How is it any different when you see other people donating to causes, donating to funds, donating to lawyer fees? When you see black people do it, it's not. Is it okay?
No, I don't see black people. I don't see black people using the word. Okay, I've never seen a black person, first off, call a little white kid a cracker on camera. I never seen that, and it wasn't an uproar.
I think you're missing a question.
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it at all, because I've never seen them they're not going to get money for that. Nobody's going to support that. They're going to be like, you fucked up. You said that shit about that kid. You wrong. You wrong. Nobody's going to.
Anton can't stick to a script. He is on a whole nother level now. He's on white privilege time. He will never let it go. He will never let it slide. But it's all right. It's okay. We out him. We oust him. We oust his prison buddies. We'll be fine, because we know who is weak to who's weak to white supremacy and who ain't. We all know that.
We just saying.
That's for a lawyer.
So what?
It goes for a lawyer.
No, it's not. They bought a whole house off of that, Slimmy.
No,
they did. No, they bought a whole house. They got everything off of that, Slimmy. What are you talking about?
Anton, go on with that shit.
Father was in a press conference. The mother was not the father. The mother and the father was in a press conference, and they said that they were buying a whole nother house in order to change, because their address
This is the stupid shit. This is the same person, the same Negro, so-called Negro, that accused Dr. Umar of spending FDMG money in Vegas. Where he spent $10 or like $20 or whatever the fuck. Whatever happened to the gifts that he keeps getting? It's not just the money for the school, but there's the money for the school, and there's just, we're going to give you this just because we give a fuck. Maybe he took the, we're going to give this just because we give a fuck money and put it in the slot machine. Ooh, $10. Ooh.
They were renting it. They moved to a different address because they was getting death threats.
Either way,
and they moved.
They're able to use it for whatever they deem necessary. They don't have any restrictions on how they use the money.
But what people was giving the money, people were giving the money for a lawyer.
Yes,
you don't know why they was giving the money.
You can't dictate how they use the money.
Yes, you can.
And you're not wrong. It's not like it's right for them to call a child this, but I'm telling you that white people are standing behind her because they're tired of being policed. These are the same people who want to say it but don't want to lose their jobs.
Being policed, how?
But Slimmy, what I'm saying is, how can you say that black people don't do it when they do?
I ain't never seen no black person get away with no racial slur.
They get away with murder, Slimmy.
How?
They're donating to the police fund of Carmelo Anthony.
They're donating for him to get a lawyer. That's what I saw.
Okay.
That's what I saw. They were donating for him to get a lawyer. That's not the same. Wait. That's not the same as supporting someone who was being blatantly racist. That's not the same. You can't control. You cannot control. You cannot control.
They got a house and they have a car. They don't have what you call it, a public lawyer or something like that, which might cost. It's going to cost thousands of dollars to obtain. Thousands of dollars. I get it. If you can't find a lawyer like Johnny Cochran, a particular lawyer will be provided for you. The ones that are definitely going to say, okay, kid, just say you did it and cop a plea. No, he ain't going to get no fair trial. Not in Texas. Texas?
Bro, when people want to donate because they feel like somebody did something, whether they feel like he was right or wrong or whatever, you can't control why they're giving the money. Now these people were donated, but these people were donating because they feel like she's standing by a child.
Both are egregious, is what I'm saying.
It's egregious to get. Okay, so if people are giving them a lawyer money for a lawyer, how is that egregious?
Well, get what? What did I get? Get what? I'm trying to figure it out.
Slimmy, they're able to use the money however they see fit.
No, that's not the case. Well, even if that was the case, that's not the case at all. Even if that was the case, that's not the case at all. That is not the case at all. Lawyers are expensive. Very expensive. You can get a lawyer for free. That lawyer for free is gonna put you in fucking prison. You got it. Oh, private pay attorney versus public defender. Okay, cool. All right.
It just sounds hypocritical, Slimmy.
To you.
They're able to
Sounds
use the money
hypocritical.
however they see fit.
To you.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. Okay, so let's do a deep dive into this. All right, so I watched the whole video about what's the name of that company? Give and Go, the Give and Go company. The people that were, yeah, the people that were. So in their policies, they even said they don't deal with things that have to do with children, right?
Slimmy, the black Carmelo Anthony, the way that they got theirs was Give Go Send too. They use the same company, Slimmy.
Okay, that's cool. But I'm talking about, they said they don't deal with any instances that have to do with children, right? But
we're talking about a young 5-year-old child versus a young adult. You're really comparing apples to oranges now.
Yet they're taking money for a woman the whole purpose for them getting money was because this woman called a child the N-word. It was an altercation with the child. Now it's okay for them to do this for her because it seems like it's standing up to black people. That's my only problem.
Slimmy, even though you're on the Anton Daniel show, what you're saying is making sense, but it ain't making sense to the rest of the panel because they don't care. They just don't care. They don't give a shit. They don't care. And I put each and every single one of them on the book of Negroes, especially the women on the panel.
With it, because you know that it's just, oh, we gonna stand up to these niggas. And so, but you're breaking your own policy to do it.
I don't think that it was because, first of all, nobody can prove that she never was caught on camera sending it.
What? What? What?
And she never was caught on camera sending it, which it doesn't make it right. And I've been on record and I said it multiple times that I don't agree with calling a kid the N-word. However, what I'm saying is you can't control how people donate or what they decide to support. Because at the same time, they can then say, well, wait a minute, we don't necessarily agree with you giving them money for their defense or to use for whatever it is that they seem fit. So how can you dictate who supports who, when? How do you know what people believe? That's censorship. The minute that you start to go down that path and you start to police what people can and can't donate to, that is literally censorship. Because if you're not going to do it for one person, then that makes it okay. But if you are going to do it for one person, then you can do it for the other person. Regardless of whether we agree with it or not, Slimmy. The point is that you have to be the same way across the board. A lot of people don't agree with a lot of the things that other people do, but it doesn't mean that if you're going to do it for one person, then you got to do it for the other person.
I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried about all the money. Fuck the money. They're being promoted and backed by white folks. That means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. The people who are supporting Carmelo Anthony are 85% black. Point blank, period, end of discussion. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know you can't afford a lawyer. And even if the parents were privileged, even if so, do you know how much a lawyer is? A defense lawyer. A good defense lawyer at that. I mean, ain't no Johnny Cochrans no more. Ain't no fucking Johnny Cochrans. Hell, there ain't no damn, I had the guy's name in my mouth and I can't. Lisa, help me. The first real lawyer back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, whatever, 30s, 40s, 50s. What the fuck? I'll think of his name in a minute.
So you don't. What don't you agree with, Slimmy?
Because they went against their own policy.
Who
to
goes
do it.
against their own policy?
I just explained to you the Give and Go company. They say they don't deal with anything involving children.
Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf was children.
No, they're not kids. Those are almost adult.
Teenagers.
They're minors.
18. They're
young adults.
Wait. So the policy should be applicable to one group.
Those aren't kids, man. Those aren't kids.
I think.
Slimmy, are you listening?
In 2 years, they will be considered adult.
You are terrible, dude.
They're
terrible.
Out.
Kids. Are you going to compare this 5-year-old child to Carmelo Anthony?
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Black and white. Those were children.
Bullshit.
No. They're teenagers. They're teenagers.
Children.
Teenagers are not considered children. Come on.
Thank you.
Are y'all serious?
They still need somebody there.
What? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It doesn't take a fucking 17-year-old to go to the fucking clinic. Are you kidding me right now? You could go to a 17-year-old can literally go to the fucking clinic as long as he's got his permit or his driver's license, either a driver's license or a fucking permit. You can go to the goddamn clinic. Are you fucking serious? Are you I'm about to say that. Ooh. Ooh, you dumb bitch. Ooh, you. Give me a second. Okay. I'm calm now. I'm calm.
They can't do anything as an adult until they reach the age old enough to go to war.
Oh my God, man.
If you have sex with one of those, you are going to jail because they are children.
They're children, Slimmy.
Y'all tripping, man.
With one of those.
Slimmy, all we saying is we don't agree with the woman calling the kid out of his name. But what we're saying is you have to be consistent and you can't have it biased on one side and then expect to get respect on the other side, because that is one of the very reasons why people are getting fed up. Is because they saying, wait a minute, y'all call us out of our name, y'all call us racist, y'all say all of these things, y'all say that we Karens, you say this, you say that. And then when you get a little bit of your own medicine, then y'all get upset about it. Y'all donate, y'all support, y'all say Black Lives Matters, y'all go march, y'all make sure that y'all cover people's defense funds. They can use the money in order to go and pay for houses, get security. They got NAACP standing on their side. Ben Crump shows up anytime that something happens. And then they want to start supporting themselves. And then we don't agree with it. And
sound like selective outrage.
We supposed to censor them when we have the freedom to say and do whatever the fuck we want to do when we want to do it. It's hypocritical. It's hypocritical. You can't say that it's applicable. It's not applicable for the other side.
When they find what we're seeing is what we look like to them, and they're that's what we seeing. A bunch of rich people really from don't fuck with a white and stuff. If any of them was to say any of the shit that we say online as a culture, if them say that, we would say that they are KKK executed and fired them for that's hypocritical. If you don't want it done, then we need to make sure that we don't do it so that people can't do it, and then we try to hold them accountable for the shit that we do on a regular basis. It's a basic concept. Treat people how you want to be treated. It's a
treat people how you want to be treated. Okay. So we get to do we get to hang white folks too? Do we get to hang white people? I definitely want to hang some white folks. I definitely want to hang some white people. I definitely want to just cut off the man parts of white people. I definitely want to use children. Let me not include the children because they ain't allowed to be here. I'm already gonna say, oh, he included children. You damn right. Because while they were cutting out the babies of black women and tearing out the babies out of black women and using them for bowling ball, using their heads as bowling balls or throwing them to the alligators so the alligators can get fed, you damn right. I treat people how you want to be treated. Watch your words, boy. Watch your fucking words. You want me to treat white people how we've been treated all these years?
Very basic concept in my eyes. And so like even though the way I see it, we have created a monster. This is my assessment of it, and then y'all can give y'all assessment of it too. I see it as we've created a monster. We've overcorrected for shit that we didn't go through. We personally, not our ancestors, the shit that we didn't go through. We had all of the diversity, equity, and inclusion. We had all of the affirmative action. We had all of this shit that's going on. We did everything, right? We did everything we wanted to do. We called them out of their name. We marched on their fucking yards. We got them arrested, all of this shit, right? We call Trump a fascist. We say Trump is right. We say whatever the fuck we want to say when we want to say it, right?
Here. Why am I?
We've overcorrected.
Selective outrage. I tend to think that Anton, and of course this is going to be replayed tomorrow. I tend to think that Anton is suffering from selective outrage based on the things that people keep telling him, but he knows. But before that, I believe he knew these things. But because he was so blinded by finance, he was blinded by money, because he does get money. I ain't a knocking for his money, but when he had once you have the dollar bill in your hand and opportunities come your way, it's like you don't see color anymore. The only thing that you see is currency. That's the only thing that you see, right? Currency meaning opportunity, meaning financial growth, and he has failed at that. He has failed countless of times, gotten back up, and it's like I said. It's now that I think about it. Now that I think about it, he often says that black people should get it through the mud, but you have the nerve to ask people to donate to the what is it, the Patreon, to donate to your cause. Okay. All right. So you're basically not just a capitalist, but an opportunist. Okay. But if anybody else were to do it, then you would have a problem with it. Reparations is much, much different because it's basically repairing what has been torn apart for what? Centuries. And quite frankly, reparations should belong to the next generation so they can figure out what they can do with it. it should go to the next generation. We would never see it in our lifetime. But if white folks were to be bold and say, we don't want you, this is say they're going to be bold and say we don't want you here anymore. We're tired of your argument. We're tired of basically beating you to a pulp for so long, for so many years, for so many decades, for so many centuries. Finally, we've had enough. Here, take the money and go back to Africa. We've been told that. We've been told that plenty of times. I've been told this. I've been told this ever since I was 6 years old. I was told by some white boy to go back to Africa. As a 6-year-old child, I was like, I don't even know what Africa is. I've never been to Africa. People as a 6-year-old boy, no one was ever teaching me about our African ancestry. But years go by, and now I wish I would have took that advice. But I was 6 years old, so.
Now you're starting to see them say, how much longer are we going to be the villain for shit that we wasn't even born for?
Bullshit.
How much longer are y'all going to continue to blame us for stuff that we wasn't even alive
for? Benefit from it, Negro.
How many times you going to call me a cracker? How many times you going to call me white trash? How many times you going to call me racist just because you didn't like the fact that white privilege? Now I'm racist, or you didn't get the job that you want. Now I'm this monster. Where they're saying now, and I started to see that shit all over my timelines for real. They're saying, "Fuck you."
I mean, they've been saying that though.
No, they have not. No, they have not.
No, I was born in the 80s. I dealt with racism. I know what it looked like.
I mean, I'm talking about today over the last 5-10 years. What they have been saying, what they are now saying is, listen, why we can't support what we stand for? Why? Because they've been getting censored. If you say something that people didn't agree with you on the liberal side, you would get banned from Twitter until Elon Musk bought it and said that anybody can say what they want to say, even against them. Bro, you couldn't say nothing especially during the Biden administration.
You could always say nigga. You could always say nigga.
No.
That ain't never been a word that you.
Yes, it has. Let me tell you how I know. Until I know.
It never was banned on. It never got you banned on Facebook. I showed
the pictures on my platform that when you said the N-word, your shit went yellow. You made no money on any of the videos that you said that. It wasn't until Elon Musk bought X.
Watch this. It didn't even matter it doesn't even matter who was in office. What is going on? Oh, wait. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Nigga. Chinese said, Nigul. Hey, Nigul. Africans say Nigos, which is a real word, by the way. Nigger. Hey, you nigger. That's white folks. Watch my shit turn green. Stay green. It's our what? You want to take it back all of a sudden? Hey, YouTube, you want to take the word back? White folks, you want to take the word back? You know, the one that you subscribed to us ever since 1784. Excuse me, it was 1574. It's 1574. My bad. 1574. I mean, we could take 1619. We could take 1619. We'll scrub off some years. We'll scrub off some years. We can take 1619. That word has been beaten and just bashed into our heads since the 1600s. Technically, it was the 1500s, but since we just want to forget about history. We just want to forget about history. Everything is eradicated off of the 10 years, the 5 or 10 years. So people have not expressed themselves according to what Anton Daniels, and I'm taking bits and pieces of what Anton Daniels is saying. So 5 or 10 years, white folks have never, ever, ever gotten away with expressing themselves biblically, in a sense where they can get away with murder on saying the N-word. So the right wingers have just had to watch what they say. They can march with impunity, but they had to watch what they say because they fear that it might cancel their march. You got to be out your damn mind. And this is the reason why he's in the Book of Negroes. There are plenty of reasons why he's in the Book of Negroes, and you have the nerve to say that you want to debate Umar Johnson for what? For what? So you can get your ass whooped? You're getting your ass whooped every day by women that you're trying to debate because you act like a woman yourself. But I expected this. I expected this from Ant. I expected it from him. He's trying all day, every day to convince Slimmy of this. Slimmy ain't going for it, and I'm proud of him. I ain't proud of you over Andrew, but hey, you do what you want to do.
And then he reset the standard, and then Trump became president again, that we was able to say the shit that we wanted to. You couldn't even say the jab. You couldn't say the N-word. You couldn't say the jab. You couldn't say vaccine. You couldn't say shit. You couldn't.
I know you couldn't say that.
You couldn't say
you could say nigga though. That ain't never been no problem on Facebook. That ain't never been no.
Guess what?
That ain't never been no problem on Facebook.
Guess what else you can say, Slimmy? You can say cracker. You can say white. You can say white trash. You've always been able to say these things. Always.
Cracker ain't a racial slur. That's a real word for food.
White people don't like it, and it's not food. It's the person that cracked.
Who is this dumb bitch? Who is this dumb bitch to the left? Who is this dumb bitch to the left? I would have been cooked the ass. Who is this? Who is this dumb white bitch? Who is that? Who the fuck is this dumb white bitch to the? Somebody give me her DM so I can clown this bitch all day. Somebody give me this lady's bitch. Somebody clip this shit for me. Somebody find this bitch. Please, somebody find that bitch. She's fucking triggering me right now.
The whip.
But what I'm saying is, wait. You can't conflate what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, cracker is an actual.
White people.
Is cracker not a real? Is cracker not a food? Is it not a food?
No, Slimmy. It's the cracking of the whip, sir. How can you? It's okay, Slimmy. You did a good job. You did a good job thus far. You did an awesome job. Just people select and choose. People select and choose on. I don't know. It's mind-boggling to me how these black conservatives just come out of nowhere and just literally start supporting. They think they're going to get something in return out of all of this. And I'm telling you, you're not going to get anything. It's the same thing when people voted for Donald Trump and expected to get something in return. And 100 and some odd days later, what did you get? How that working out for you? Huh? Get back to me on that. How is that working out for you thus far? How is Donald Trump these days? How is Donald Trump these days? I wonder. And I wonder. I don't even want to play Walsh. Walsh is an idiot. What man, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, and fucking subscribe. Tomorrow, we're going to have some fun. We are going to have some freaking fun. Because right now, people are getting away with, white folks are getting away with murder. White folks are getting away with premeditated murder. Politically, financially, mentally, physically, they're getting away with murder. And you're letting black conservatives. I haven't seen these black crackers are going wild. So we're giving. Listen, I wish these shirts of Austin Metcalf. We represent Austin Metcalf. Oh, I didn't know. Fucking my bad. We want to support Austin Metcalf. Austin Metcalf. See, this fool want to put out pictures and shit. Oh, he's not a racist. See, he has black players. Ooh, he does. He's around black people. The twins were around black people. Oh, wow. Ooh, really? Tell me more. The Metcalf brothers, they were around black people and they were decent. They were God-fearing people. Why'd they have to fuck with the homeboy? Why'd they have to fuck with Carmelo? If they were, and this the shit that pisses me off, if the Metcalf boys were such God-fearing individuals, then why was it such an issue to call security if Carmelo Anthony didn't belong in a little tent? I'll say it again for the short. If the Metcalf boys were such God-fearing individuals, why? Oh, my. Didn't they just call security on Carmelo Anthony if he was violating in y'all's little tent? Ooh. Oh, because I'm white and I say so. I'm white privileged. I'm privileged. That's what it was. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm on my Umar shit today. Oh, yes. I'm white and I say so. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. No, he don't. You can't debate me on that. White folks can't debate me on that. You can't debate me on that, and you never will. Just like you have people who are shooting people. You have white people who are shooting young, unarmed black kids in the back, going out there and killing other people at will, and they're running amok right now. They're running amok. It's good thing. It's a good thing how this justice system works, right? Good old justice system. Good old justice system. Now, for the rest of the 30 minutes, we're going to have fun. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna critique this big fat some scumbum. Doesn't this take you back? Every time white folks get enraged, it just takes you back. Oh, I want white folks to be enraged. Anybody want to know why? Anybody want to ask me why? Okay, cool. The reason why I want white folks to get this empowerment, please. And by the way, if you feel the need, white people, listen closely. If you feel the need, white people, go out there and do what the black folks do. Do what the NCAA, AACP does. NAACP. Do what they do and just march and do what the people in Lansing, Michigan do. Do what the skinheads do in Lansing, Michigan. They go up to the Capitol every day and start complaining how they're losing their privileges and everything, how they're losing their leverages and how they're gonna get it back and how they're brave they are and this and that and this and the third. How we're dying, but you're bringing white South Africans into the country. You're bringing white South Africans to replace you. What? Because you're dying. What the what? What type of excuse is this? Where does this come from? Your nature is, you're not blaming nature is responsible for all nature and karma. Nature and karma. Nature as well as karma, in my opinion, is doing y'all in, white people, because of the simple fact that you did us dirty for so long, and then all of a sudden you're fading. You're just fading, and you're trying to replace us with immigrants. Make that make sense? If we mate with immigrants, if black people mate with immigrants and the same immigrants who look like us in color, but not nationality. Nationality, we are African. But it's not just Africans, it's not just Jamaicans, it's not just British, it's not just Asian, it's not just any of these countries. If we come in and they start integrating with us, you can't integrate. You white people, one white person and another white person can't make a black person. Two black people can get together and make a white kid. It's called an albino. Two white people can't get together and make a nigga. There's no such thing as a black I know. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? So y'all getting embarrassed. Y'all getting cooked out here not because of us, because of nature, number one, and karma, number two. Get mad at God. Don't get mad at us. Get mad at God. Don't get mad at us. We're not the ones that are triggering you. We're just by our own. We got our own issues. Why we got to deal with yours at the same time? We got our own issues with what you call that shit? Race war, not race war, but gender wars and all this other stupid shit. We're not getting married. We're not getting hitched. Let's just have some fun. All right? Let's have some fucking fun. All right. Let me see. Let me get this thing crack-a-lacking. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Shoved or tried to pick a fight with Caitlin Clark. and she shoved another player and got knocked to the ground and then hopped up and tried to fight Caitlin Clark. You know all that. And so what did they do for a distraction? Angel Reese misbehaves poorly, and the next thing you know, voila, Indiana Fever fans, they shouted racial taunts, or they made noises that were racist. And oh, Angel Reese, what is she going through? This is so horrible. It's just, Angel Reese, she's dealing with so much racism. Indiana Fever fans booed her. Well, no one can identify, no one seems to want to say what actually happened. And so yesterday, they asked Angel Reese a series of questions. None of them had anything to do with what actually happened. What did these Indiana Fever fans that are going to a basketball arena filled with Black women playing basketball, filled with Black fans, and a bunch of left-wing lesbians? That's who goes to WNBA games in person.
He ain't got no content, but he goes straight to lesbians and thinking that shit's gonna push.
Left-wing lesbians and Dave Portnoy. And you know, if I lived in Indianapolis, I would go because I'm a Caitlin Clark junkie, and you know, I have a crush on Sophie Cunningham. I would go. But I wouldn't be the type to hurl racial slurs or make racial noises at Angel Reese. And neither would a bunch of left-wing lesbians that hope to bed some lesbian Black WNBA player. Do you think the lesbians in the arena were like, hey, let me hurl some racial slurs at Angel Reese? Or would they be in the arena saying, hey, Angel, can I get your number? Can we scissor at some point? That's who goes to WNBA games. Support lesbians and their supporters. But we're supposed to believe, and I'm supposed to believe, I'm from Indianapolis. I went to Indiana Pacer games since I was 3 or 4 years old. I've been going to basketball games and going to arenas my entire life. But in Indiana, it's just so racist. They heard racial slur. Anyway, Angel Reese got asked about it yesterday at a Chicago Sky practice, and magically no one asked, and she never offered up what happened because nothing happened. It's a hoax. Let's play SOT number 1.
Obviously, there's no place in this league for that. I think the WNBA and our team and our organization has done a great job supporting me. I've had communication from everyone, from so many people across this league, and being able to support me and going through this whole process. Obviously, it could happen to me, it could happen to anyone, and I think they've done a great job supporting us in this.
How did it affect you Saturday, trying to do your job, trying to play, and having this going on simultaneously?
Yeah. Obviously, it's tough, but I think I have a great support system. I'm loved by so many people, and obviously in the moment it's hard to hear, but my support system is great. God has protected me in so many different ways. I've gone through so many different things in the past couple of years of my life, but I think just having this support and this love and being a part of an organization, this is the priority. Fun and have a great environment.
I don't know, and I've heard this, listen to this yesterday, but that last series of questions, when she ducked, because she admitted earlier, well, you know, it's kind of tough to hear when the game's going on and blah, 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 because nothing happened. And if something did happen, she didn't hear it. Nothing happened to her other than, this is the hatred of Caitlin Clark. She's irate with Caitlin Clark. She hates Caitlin Clark. And she's trying to pawn it off. Okay, Caitlin Clark has done nothing to me, but Caitlin Clark fans, they're the real bad people. And they're in the arena shouting negative things at me, racist things. Let's think it through, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just trying to keep it real. I'm trying to drag the rest of you into reality. What do you think would be more likely to happen at a WNBA game? Lesbians throwing their panties at Angel Reese, or lesbians yelling racial slurs and taunts at Angel Reese?
Ladies and gentlemen, was that the right type of questioning? Was that the right thing to say? Was that the right type of questioning for a sports columnist? Calling this woman a lesbian. Lesbian or not, is that appropriate for a so-called black sports commentator? Because remember, he used to be on Fox. He used to be on Fox until they dragged his fat ass out. But you know, it is what it is. But I'm just asking the question. Is it appropriate? Is it appropriate?
Think it through. It would be a Marvin Gaye concert in there. It would be a Teddy Pendergrass concert in there.
Really?
These women would be throwing their panties at Angel Reese if they were allowed.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
So maybe some of you have never been to a WNBA game. Maybe some of you have never been to a college basketball tournament for women. But it's far more likely and I'm not trying to denigrate them. I'm just trying to keep it real so you know what the audience is, what the atmosphere is.
It's
a pride parade. And we're supposed to believe that at the pride parade, all these women are moist watching Angel Reese basketball. This is a hoax.
He just said some inappropriate things. But people let it get away with it. I think the women of the NBA, the black women of the NBA, should gather together just like they did the radio personality person. The white dude, I forgot what his name was. Because I think it's called, I think his name is Don Walsh or something like that. Because back then, the WNBA wasn't flourishing as it is right now. Very little, but very little. Even today, you know, I mean, it's still the same, but whatever. Even with Angel Reese and this white woman that they keep, you know, trying to eat her ass or something like that because she throws a couple 3-pointers, and she actually makes them, by the way. But she's the great white hope of the WNBA. But anyway, mind you, that all these people at back then were being called black hoes or nappy headed. They were called nappy headed hoes. Nappy headed hoes. So a week prior, those particular women in the NBA then went on his radio station or went on some type of radio station with their hairs perked. And he's doing the absolute same thing, calling and being racially bigoted, by the way. He's calling these women whores as well as lesbos. And as a sports commentator, as a professional sports commentator, I am just asking you, is it appropriate to assess or trying to highlight or critique in a way that's racist, bigoted, or very inappropriate? I'm just asking. for a guy his age and his weight? Is it appropriate? Because he not only did he also body shamed. He also body shamed Lizzo at a point. I said, you're in no position to be body shaming Lizzo. Lizzo, unlike you, Lizzo has gotten up off of her ass and lost some weight. Riddle me that. Let's go.
I'm sorry to keep it that real, but I've watched people on ESPN and all these other people take seriously. It's so here's a guy coach acknowledging that no after
for hate. So we're complying with everything that's been going on.
Coach, when did you become aware that there was hate speech that happened?
Hold on. Let's get to the quick. Because I was going to do this I was going to do this tomorrow, but I got
Clark was trying.
I got too much. I got too much time to waste. Hold on.
To state. Yeah, let's say a few months ago, Ryan Clark was opening up on his Pivot podcast, and he was talking about his kids. And as he described his kids, and this is the first time I ever knew this, heard of this, he described them by their color and complexion, but he also talked about one kid, his oldest kid, that was biracial. And I never knew that Ryan Clark had a white baby mother. Now, knowing that, it makes a ton of sense in terms of his social commentary, especially on racial issues. For
she don't look white to me.
Whatever reason, if I want to be stereotypical, if I want to actually generalize right now in this moment, a lot of people who have issue with their identity racially, whether it's they've been questioned before, they journey to the other side, whatever it may be, they have an insecurity. What happens is a lot of times they want to go out there and overcompensate for their blackness. They want to double down on their black card because they went through that racial identity crisis. And that just sums up Ryan Clark to me in a nutshell in terms of this issue. And a lot of the time,
should we put Marcellus Wiley in the Book of Negroes? Should we? Inquiring minds would like to know, should we put Marcellus Wiley in the Book of Negroes?
Times when we see him racially pandering, he just has this conversation always slanted towards race, even when it's not necessary. So coming at RG3 and really using his wife as a conduit to get to RG3 and undermining his blackness, I thought was out of bounds. So, you know me, I'm gonna call it out. And at the same time, you know, hopefully Ryan Clark will understand that he could attack these issues for the issue and not for trying to attack somebody's character because
I rest my case. So, Marcellus Wiley, you are in the Book of Negroes. Congratulations, buddy. Your grand prize, getting the fuck out. You are officially out.
of their marital choice.
It's very few people are like me, unmarried and have no kids. And
really, we both thought.
So that gives me a freedom to be, I think, more transparent because I ain't got no kids and I'm sitting out there, well, how are
you know what? I got what I needed. Marcellus Wiley. Damn. Never thought it would be you. Damn. Oh well. Anybody else? I mean, the book is getting quite thick. The book is getting quite thick, and you're giving me content as you do it. The book is getting quite thick, my brother. Oh, just one more thing before we get out of here. One more thing. I haven't done this in a while, and Lisa might be tired of me doing this, but oh well!
Escape it. You'll run to the closest tent you can find. It don't matter if it's your school's tent. It don't matter if it's my school's tent. It don't matter if it's your team's tent. It don't matter if it's the other team's tent. I don't want to get soaking wet, so I'm going to go sit in a tent. I'm not bothering nobody. I'm minding my business. I'm just trying to keep dry. So then the two boys see him. Hunter and Austin. Now the media is being about the situation. The media is claiming this was a one-on-one fistcuff between Hunter, okay, and Carmelo. I'm going to say between one of the brothers because I keep getting the names mixed up. I believe it was Hunter, and I do want to say rest in peace to him. My condolences to his father, his family. Nobody deserves to lose a child. Black, white, red, yellow, or brown, nobody deserves to lose a child, not at that age, regardless of who fault it was. I'm sorry they lost their child. Condolences to the family. So R.I.P. Hunter comes and engages Carmelo with his brother Austin. Hunter and Austin tell Carmelo, you're under the wrong tent. Get from under the tent. Carmelo says, I'm just trying to stay dry or get dry. Leave me alone. Hunter, rest in peace, smacks the phone out of Carmelo's hand. He smacks the phone out of his hand, and the other brother, Austin, allegedly, goes to get his book bag. Now, Art, I want to put this in perspective for you, Art. Carmelo Anthony is 160 pounds. Rest in peace, Hunter is 225-pound football player. Hunter is nearly 60, 70 pounds heavier than Carmelo by himself. But he was not by himself, Art. Hunter was with his brother Austin. Austin is around Hunter's size as well. So what you have in this situation, Art, is a 160-pound skinny black boy minding his business. And here comes two racist white boys who decide that they're going to remove this black boy from their tent with force. So you got to ask yourself something, Art. If I'm a 160-pound black boy, two white boys in racist Texas, both of whom are 60 to 70 pounds heavier than me, they come to accost me physically, knock my phone out my hand, try to grab my bag, try to throw me out. The media is making you think it's only one. But guess what, Art? I've been text messaged by eyewitnesses. I have received text messages from eyewitnesses. And you know what they told me, Art? They said both brothers tried to jump Carmelo. Both brothers tried to jump Carmelo. This was not a one-on-one fight. It was 2-on-1, but Austin doesn't want to tell the truth because if he tells the truth, Art, that helps Carmelo to establish his right to stand his ground.
No, sir. No, Dr. Umar. No. No, 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 no. It was Austin Metcalf and nobody else. And he was stabbed multiple times. He did a crime and he must do the time. And I say this with a rhyme. White privilege is the best way. has been for thousands and thousands of years. White privilege. I'm white and I say so. He died in my arms, or yet he was. So if he died in his arms, how did you get there? You were right there. You were right there for the entire thing. Keep cooking, doctor.
In the state of Texas, Art, you have the right to stand your ground. You know what that means? That when you have no duty to run. And if you feel that your life or safety is in imminent danger, you have a right to defend yourself, to include using deadly force. Correct. So you hear people say, why didn't he run? First of all, it was raining. So I assumed the ground was wet. These two boys, troublemakers, respectfully, but they were troublemakers. They were athletes, so I'm sure they could run as well. But more than that, Art, Texas's ground law did not require him to run. He had
to add to that, then how do we know that Carmelo didn't get fucked with the first time by these two? They all allegedly say they didn't know each other. Allegedly, this is all alleged. We don't know. We don't know if we all the facts has been given to the attorneys. All the facts have been given to the attorneys, and they're not going to release any. They're not going to release any evidence. They're simply not. If they do, they are in violation to privacy, and they can get in trouble. Okay. All right. So we can assume all day long, and all you black conservative coon body boys can do this until the cows come home. It does not. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to hurt me. It's going to hurt y'all in the end. It's going to hurt y'all in the end because it might happen to you. Any black conservative, and they go on to bump their business, and something happens to them, they're going to want to They're going to want to put the onus on Black America. Not going to work.
Had a right to stand and defend himself. And I'm going to say that if I am Carmelo Anthony's lawyer, I am arguing to the jury. My client felt that his safety was in imminent threat, that he felt harmed by two football playing brothers, both of whom weighed 60 to 70 pounds more than him, and with a combined weight, Art, of nearly 500 pounds. A combined weight, these two brothers, Austin and Hunter, of nearly 500 pounds against this one skinny, 160-pound black boy, Carmelo. Under those circumstances, Art, I believe that he had a right to stand his ground. If I'm 160 pounds and two football playing brothers with a combined weight of more than 400, nearly 500 pounds are coming to jump me, and I'm only 160 pounds, and I'll warn them, touch me again and see what happens. He's warning them, Art. He's warning them. I don't want no trouble. But if y'all think y'all going to hurt me and do damage to me, I'm going to do whatever I can to protect myself.
It's always that one liner that people highlight, touch me and see what happens. So we just going to ignore and gloss over the gap that's in between Carmelo getting bullied by the Metcalf brothers versus touch me and see what happens. See the difference? See the gap?
And according to the law, Art, he was within his right to do so. I don't think he intended to kill the brother. I think he just intended to jab him so he would back off. But when you are afraid, when you are scared, when you are timid, when you are fighting for your life, Art, you will do anything. How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands and didn't do it on purpose? How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands, but they didn't do it on purpose? They did it out of fear that I need to act before he acts. And if I miss, I might die. He could have been beat to death that day, Art. Carmelo Anthony could have been beat to death that day, and instead he chose to stand his ground. So what's the problem then, Art? Why are white folks all up in arms over this? Y'all wasn't up in arms when Breonna Taylor got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms when Trayvon got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Freddie Gray or Philando Castile or Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Amir Locke, Sonia Massey. All these black people murdered by police and so-called vigilante white people. Y'all didn't say nothing about them. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, Art. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, bought a rifle, crossed state lines, unalived 2 people, injured many others, and he went home free. No conviction. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin with a gun, shot him in cold blood. He went home. No conviction. Daniel Penny choked our brother Jordan Neely to death in a New York City subway. Daniel Penny choked Jordan Neely to death in a New York City subway, Art. No conviction. Daniel Penny pursued Jordan Neely. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines and pursued trouble, and they went home without Anthony was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet. He was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet. Rest in peace to Hunter. Condolences to his family. But these 2 racist white boys thought they had a right to forcibly move this black boy from that space. White people have always felt that they had jurisdiction over the black body. It goes back to the plantation days, Art. The problem with this case is the stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. The stand your ground law was meant for white people. Was meant for white people to be used against black people. It was never intended for black people to use the stand your ground law to defend themselves against white people. And guess what, Art? White people don't care whether or not Carmelo is justified or not. They don't care. Even if it is proven that Carmelo acted in self-defense, and it will be, they don't care. The problem with white folks is in this country, black people do not have a right to defend themselves from Caucasians. This is a 400-year-old practice. This is a 400-year-old norm. This is a 400-year-old culture. This is a 400-year-old custom, Art. So he not in court fighting against the law. The law is on Carmelo's side. The problem is, the basic problem of this case in Frisco, Texas, Art, is a black boy valued his own life enough. A black boy valued his own life enough to take the life of a Caucasian in order to defend it. And in American history, you rarely come across black men, let alone a child who valued his life enough and had courage enough to defend himself against 2 racists who were trying to harm him. And let me say this, Art. People are talking about why did he have a knife? He's a black man in Texas. Why wouldn't he have a knife? Are they crazy? If you black in America, Art, you better be carrying something. And check it out. Art in Texas, guess what? It is perfectly legal to carry a knife in Texas as long as the blade doesn't exceed 5.5 inches. So if Carmelo Anthony had a knife on him, that doesn't make him a criminal. After all, isn't this Texas? Isn't this the state that prides itself on allowing its citizens to openly carry guns without no license to carry? So,
which is a contradiction. It's a contradiction to black people, to white folks, and carrying guns at a grocery store, especially at a family store, quote unquote family store like Walmart. It's very interesting how we can't carry guns, but they can. It's very interesting. Very interesting. And you 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 wonder why I can't, I, the hypocrisy. Anton talking about the hypocrisy of the GoFundMe. It's the hypocrisy of white folks, their version of protection, and we can't. We always get questioned, why are you carrying a gun? Why is he carrying a gun? This ain't about me, this is about you. That's a double standard. That is a double standard.
this is a state that prides itself on allowing its citizens art to openly carry guns.
Wants to go out.
Protection. He had a right to have that knife. He was not breaking the law to have that knife because Texas law allows children even to carry knives as long as the blade doesn't exceed the 5.5. And the harassment and bullying against his family are completely unacceptable. They threatening the family life. They threatening to harm their home. His father had to leave his job to stay home with his wife and children because white people driving by in cars, threatening their life. They are literally under siege. But you know what's so hypocritical? White people have always told us what, Art? They say, wait until the courts have administered justice, and whatever the courts decide is the letter of the law.
How odd. How quite odd indeed. Okay. But before we go, before we hightail it out of here, hightail it out of here, I want to let you know tomorrow's going to be banging. I want everybody to show up and show out because it's not going to be about WIFO. I'm gonna do black conservatives a favor. If we have an issue, please, if this hurts you in a way, that you have other black people not falling for your bullshit, as far as the black conservatives are concerned, please come on the We-On-Loc Nation channel, and let's have a discussion. Otherwise, I'm gonna smoke your ass. I'm gonna cook you. I'm gonna cook you. Stick a fork in you. Get done. And oh, I got to add a new member. It's coming to the Book of Negroes, the Book of Black Conservatism, the kowtow Negro. Yes, the kowtow Negro. And Marcellus Wiley, because even he likes white vagina. He loves him some white vagina. Yes, he does. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you're gonna go up against our brother in arms. Okay, Marcellus. Start packing your bags. Head out to Calgary. But don't worry. Your face will be plastered for everybody to see in the book of coonery. This is We-On-Loc Nation. I'm signing off. I'm out. See y'all tomorrow.